What's up, guys? I got the keys here, back with another video. So, nobody talks about this, but right before you're about to level up, right? Some things can start feeling a little strange or weird, right? Lately I've been noticing some changes in myself, and at first I thought something was off, right? But, I started realizing that these are subtle signs that I'm shifting, right? And to start, it's like some of these things are like they can just make you feel really strange, right? And one of them is you'll lose interest in your old habits, right? So, like for me, I mentioned before that I got back into dating and trying out dating apps and stuff, and man, I already lost interest in that shit. Um, because it's all games, it's all like it's just short-term dopamine, and it's not fun. You're not gonna meet, like, I mean, I'm not saying that you can't meet somebody on there, right? But 9 times out of 10 it's gonna turn into some ghosting or some bullshit that's just not worth your time or energy, right? So you know this is something I lost interest in, right? I've shifted my identity to somebody that doesn't interact with this. um Less need for validation, right? Not constantly posting pictures of myself, or trying to make myself feel better because blah blah blah, right? This gives you more focus on your own life, right, and who you are. And these habits could be anything. It could be quitting drugs, it could be quitting just lazy habits of maybe eating bad, or whatever, right? These are all things that could change when you start to shift identities, right? And um you know stuff you used to do, it just doesn't excite you anymore. Like, I mean, I used to play a lot of video games. I don't even have a video game system in my house anymore. And that's not to say that they're bad, or that that you have to get rid of yours. I'm simply saying what I have done. So some of the things that can that might have been exciting for you, or that you used to enjoy, you just don't anymore. um this is not only a part of spiritual awakening, but a part of just everyday life and growing, right? um yeah, so my second part was, you start choosing yourself more, right? And this is like one of the most important things to stick to, not in a narcissistic way. It's not like, oh, I'm better than everybody else, blah, 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 right? It's just that you're so focused on your life and what you're doing and what you're creating and what you're building, that nothing else really matters around you. Other than, you can still help people out. You can still, give information, whatever. But, your main focus is you and your life, right? Because how many times do I have to say it? You are the most important person in your life, regardless of if you have a child, if you have a wife, if you have a husband, blah blah blah. Right? You are the most important one, because if you aren't living, you can't experience them anyways. You get what I'm saying? So, um, yeah, you start doing your own thing. Okay, this may be when you start to create your own work. You start to actually focus on what you want to build with life. You're not out here chasing people, and chasing women, chasing men, and whatever. They just come to you because that's who you are. You're a magnetic person. It's not you don't have to fight for this, right? And ironically, that's what brings it all to you, is that you're not attached to the outcome of everything. You're not trying, you're just being you. um this also gives you more discipline, without forcing anything, right? You are simply being yourself. And by being yourself, you become more and more and more of yourself, right? And because of that, you know that your authentic self is love. So by loving yourself more, you may start to work out, you may start to eat better, you may start to get better friends, you may start to go better places, etc. Right? It's just part of this, and you might do it unconsciously sometimes. Your subconscious is so filled with this that this is just who you are now, right? So it's it can be a long journey, don't get me wrong, but it's worth it. And every day is a new chance. So my third point here is going to be, people start acting different around you. Okay. It's weird, but people start noticing you more. And it's not, like I said, it's not because you're trying. It's just your energy changed and they noticed it. They can feel that. Um, they may not know it consciously, but they can feel it within their own consciousness. They can feel it within their body. They understand that there's something different about this person. I can't explain it. Um, and this isn't, again, to be egotistical or narcissistic. This is simply an energy thing. It's the same way that you pull in uh, a girlfriend or a boyfriend, or you pull in a friend. It's because they're attracted to your energy. They are on a similar frequency that you are, a similar, um, you know, whatever you want to call it, wavelength. Okay, and it's a magnetic pull because they feel that you're in a similar trajectory to where they're going, or that you could help them, or that they could help you, or whatever, right? So it's it's a weird thing because it's also like sometimes people will get jealous, people might start to say stuff about you, etc. And I don't mean to put like fear in anybody. It's something that may happen. So be ready for that. Friends might switch up, family might switch up. I'm just being honest. It's just how things go. Um, so be prepared. And going on to point number four, you feel something coming, but you can't explain it. Okay. Um, it's like something is about to happen, right? There's that feeling that something is about to happen. I can't explain it. I just know. Um, so you might get like random confidence or very calm moments of just, hmm, I'm just in this moment right now. I'm present. I feel something is coming here. I feel like something is building up in my field. Whatever, right? Again, the tingles or the intuitive hits like ear ringing, or uh like I said, it could be anything. It could be chills down your spine. Um and I'm not saying every time this happens this is a sign. I'm just saying, these can be little intuitive hits that your soul gives you, right? Because feelings are the language of the soul. Um and I don't just mean emotions. So, like I said, you can't fully explain it, but it just feels like you're close to something, right? So, with that being said, um, if you've been feeling like this lately, don't ignore it, okay? You're not lost, you're just leveling up, you're just changing. And when identity shifts happen, this is how it works, right? The old self has to die or fall away. And that can be hard sometimes. And that's when you start to go in between, like the old self and the new self. And it's like, it feels really, really weird. Um, because you're not that old self anymore, but you're trying to hold on to it, and you're like, but how? So I promise everything will be all right. You will figure it out, and um, don't stress. You got this. With that being said, one-on-one consultations, I am offering them. If you feel like I can help you, My email will be down in the description. You can send me a message on there, and they will be $20 a consultation for 30 minutes. Um, so yeah, one-on-one consultations will be available. All my links will be down in the description. I would love if you would like, share, subscribe, comment, give me something maybe that you've been working through that I could talk about. That would be great. I would love to hear you guys' what's going on in your life, and where you may be struggling or whatever. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video, and peace.